This franchise should be terminated. Hi, I'm Daniel, this is a dunking of Terminator Genysis, and let's break it down, because I've got a lot to say and very little time to say it in. The plot is an unholy mishmash of Terminator 1 and 2, but seen through a 12A rating. The good news is Terminator 3 and Salvation no longer exist. Brilliant, I don't have to think about them, I don't have to review them, that's to the movie's credit. What's wrong? Everything else. Jai Courtney can't act. How he keeps getting roles, I will never understand. I have never seen him be good in anything ever. He keeps popping up in large franchises. I don't know how, I don't know why. Emilia Clarke as the mother of John Connor, she's fine, she's serviceable, but her character is written as a 15-year-old. The time travel in this film, it makes no sense. Plot point is that the 1980s Terminator can build a time machine using 1980s tech to send them forward to 2017. No! No, they don't have that capacity then, they don't have it now, it's in the future, it's been established, it goes one way. That makes no sense. Terminators are introduced left and right, but they're killed off left and right. There's never a sense of menace. A T-1000 is taken out in about 5 minutes. Oh, sorry, Robert Patrick. No, you're T-1000. No, Linda Hamilton just didn't know what she was doing. Arnold Schwarzenegger looks ancient. It's explained in the plot why his Terminator has aged. Because he's gone back to the 80s and he's waited through time. And his skin has aged, which is kind of a neat trick. The John Connor Terminator, who I should feel guilty about spoiling, but I don't because it was spoiled in the trailers, which is stupid because trailers shouldn't spoil massive plot points like this. Did you not learn from Terminator Salvation? He's less terrifying than the Terminator from Terminator 3. He's just the T-1000, but with John Connor's face. If you're going to put Matt Smith in a series about time travel, do you not think there's going to be some crossover or confusion or annoyance? Do you not? J.K. Simmons turns up in this for no apparent reason. J.K. Simmons, for this, you go back and you do Whiplash 2. Or at least get back in the Spider-Man films. The more I watch this film, it is bland, it is derivative, there's no threat. It cost $150 million, but I don't see where it went. There's no big standout sequences, there's a couple of chase scenes, but there's no impact to them. And do you know the worst thing? Do you know the worst thing? This review is pointless. Jeremy John's review is pointless. Chris Stuckman's review is pointless. Your film critic person of choice is pointless. They are going to make sequels to this. The rights to Terminator go back to James Cameron in 2019. That means Paramount has to get as much blood as possible from this stone. There are going to be 2 more sequels to this, irrespective of if one more person sees this film. There are going to be more sequels for the right to revert back to James Cameron in 2019. That means there are going to be 2 more films squeezed out, rushed out, forced out before they're ready. James Cameron was the only person on the poster for this in the UK. I was reading my paper, the only person on the poster is James Cameron saying audiences are going to love this. I will make up my own mind whether I love a film or not. And you know what? The director of the first 2 films telling me I'm going to love the 4th film? No. This film was so boringly plotted, so predictable. My girlfriend fell asleep for 10 minutes, woke up, didn't even have to ask me what was going on. She knew exactly what was going on because she'd seen the first half of this film, fell asleep for 10 minutes and knew exactly what was going on. She wasn't lost in any way, shape or form. That is bad, predictable screenwriting. The action, dull. The characters, dull. The time hopping makes no sense. This film is boring, it is dull, and it is a disgusting way. This summer has just been boring, dull, predictable, sequel after sequel after sequel, with one glorious exception. I am having it with this summer. I want something new. I have no hesitation whatsoever in giving this film my lowest rating of fire. Do not see this film under any circumstances. There is no love in this film. There is no passion in this film. This is just a bookmaking exercise. How much money can we get out before Arnold says he's too old? Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing one more Terminator film and then he's giving the role to his son. That's right. He's doing one more Terminator film, then he's giving it to his son. There's not even going to be a regeneration or an explanation. He's just giving it to his son. There's not going to be a trial to find out who's going to be the new Terminator. There's not going to be auditions. He's just handing it down like an old watch. That is not how you make films, and you certainly don't give Terminator roles to people who are in Nicholas Sparks films. The dialogue, woeful. The action, boring. The plot, predictable. The twist, spoilt in the trailers. The villain, makes no sense. The John Connor Terminator is less threatening than the one in Terminator 3, which doesn't exist anymore. He's less imposing than Robert Patrick in 1992, and he's a hell of a lot less scary than Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1984. The Terminator in 1984 is one of cinema's great villains. And he's a brilliant, unstoppable killing machine. This one, I see what they were trying to go for, but it doesn't work. He comes off as more sort of a whiny villain. And I'm sorry, he's not scary, he's not intimidating. He's coming for me. Okay, I'll give him a cookie. The Terminators die incredibly easily in this film. Incredibly easily. They bump off two Terminators in the first 20 minutes in 1984. There's no desperate struggle like there should have been. If you're going to use the first two religiously, then you have to expect them to be compared to the first two. And that makes no sense, because even on its own, even if I wasn't subconsciously comparing it to the first two films, it comes out as a bad film on its own merits. I don't have to worry about comparing it to the first two and finding minor flaws. I thought I was going to go in and see something mediocre. Thomas Goodall, you were wrong! This film is appalling! I didn't like it. I'm Daniel, this is The Donkey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.